So a warm welcome to Dartmoor on a rather blustery afternoon, to a place near my home where I love to come to meditate. And so it seemed appropriate to come here to talk about meditation. Now, meditation is something that goes back through the centuries, millennia. Some people even say meditation has been practiced for up to 7,000 years, which is like an incredible statistic. And often meditation has been undertaken in a religious context, but by no means has to be, because it doesn't have to be magical or mystical. It's just a way of coming to know our minds and a way of calming our minds, which, let's face it, can be pretty frantic at times. And because it's such a useful technique, it's practiced now by about 500 million people in the world on a regular basis. And they can't all be wrong. And there's lots of science now behind meditation. We've realised that when meditating, we reduce the production of stress hormones, things like cortisol. And cortisol causes a release of inflammatory mediators within the body called cytokines, and they cause lots of trouble. And so by meditating regularly, we have lower levels of these cytokines, lower levels of cortisol. And that brings with it all sorts of benefits. In terms of physical health, it lowers blood pressure. And that can, of course, then lower our risk of heart attacks and strokes, kidney damage, problems with the eyes. Meditation helps people to sleep. Meditation reduces fatigue. Meditation can have a really positive role in patients with chronic pain, such as fibromyalgia. And there are all sorts of psychological benefits to meditation as well. It's great for anxiety and for stress and for depression and for post-traumatic stress disorder. And as well as the psychological benefits, there's also some sort of softer, we could almost say spiritual benefits. And that meditation makes us feel better. It makes us feel better about ourselves. It makes us feel more self-aware, more in control of ourselves. It also makes us feel more positive about others. And that can't be a bad thing. So how is the best way to meditate? Well, there are two basic ways of meditating. There's a type of meditation where one sits and focuses on something specific. That might be a thought, that might be a word, some people call that a mantra, or it might be a visualization where we imagine something in our heads. And there's another type of meditation where we just sit and watch the thoughts passing, a bit like the clouds. Whatever way you choose, it's easy to do. No equipment is necessary. I personally like to sit when I meditate, others lie, some people walk. But I like to sit, and up here I've got a great tree trunk to help me. But if you haven't got that, find a chair. Find a chair which is comfortable, but where you can sit with an upright back and your feet flat on the ground. If I'm out and about, I tend to meditate with no shoes on, but that's just because I like that sort of feeling of contact with the soil. Some people like to meditate with their eyes open, or partly open, others with their eyes shut. Some people meditate with their hands resting on their thighs, others with their right palm in the left. Doesn't matter, there's no magic to it, it's whatever works for you. And the other thing to remember is it will go wrong sometimes. You will be interrupted. You'll get an itch. If you do, scratch it. You'll get a numb bum. Have a shuffle. Sometimes you might feel a bit sleepy. If you do, open your eyes a bit more. And if that doesn't work, well, have a sleep. You clearly needed it. And the big thing to remember is you will have thoughts. Thoughts will cross your mind. No matter what you're trying to think about, other thoughts will cross your mind. They'll invade. And the big thing is not to get angry about those. Just let them pass, a bit like the clouds today. Just let them float across the blue sky. As one meditator once taught me, think that you're standing beside a motorway or sitting beside a motorway. Just watch the cars pass. That's fine. The danger comes when you try and chase them down the carriageway. So I hope that this helps. We will be producing a series of meditations for you to try. And just remember that meditation is a skill that has to be learned. You won't get it right immediately. It takes a lifetime to perfect, but you'll be amazed at how much better you'll feel very, very quickly. I wish you many happy meditations.